Heyo! What is up, everybody?
What's up, people?
Number 500, Billy Boy.
500, baby.
Yes.
Bill Corpus Crispy Murphy here with the one, the only, Danny, a boy, Reginald. Dude, we made it.
hmm
Bro, we fucking made it.
Dude, 500 episodes, 6 years in the making, and always rocking and rolling right here on the Sports Setting Network, YouTube, and of course the Sports Setting podcast feed, wherever you get your podcasts. Man, this is a great accomplishment for us.
It's a
Look,
joyous occasion. We may
yeah,
have some friends joining us later on,
yeah, or may not,
or
whichever.
it might just be us.
Yeah, yeah, everyone's
I
busy.
made dinner reservations for us, and we showed up.
Yeah. Yes. Here's what is guaranteed though. You're getting us the entire shot.
Yes, dude, just what a, can you believe we did this for 500 episodes?
Yeah, man.
Which started
Um,
just as a little pandemic project.
yeah,
We've been doing this for 6 years.
yeah,
6 freaking years. Can you believe it?
yeah, man. And honestly, like, the more I think about it, the more I realize like it's destiny, bro. Like,
Destiny.
you know, look, I found you and I found Patch through the radio club at our community college. Y'all had already been doing the show for a year. So, I just came along the way. Like, I just don't think I could imagine it the way that it happened. We took a long hiatus, too long of a hiatus, about 5 years, after we ended things at our community college. And, you know, like it's just
Don't keep talking. You know what I think this calls for? Keep talking.
it's just it to me, as Bill goes to get whatever thing he wants to get. It just it's something that I've really appreciated in my life.
This calls for a celebratory drink.
Yeah, I appreciate. Yeah, there you go, Bill. Yeah, no, I just it's just something that I really do appreciate, being a part of. And look, it's only twice a week that we do this show, and it's, you know, as much as we can give you, but it's a blessing in every which way. So grateful to
Yeah.
have you, grateful to have Patch, and then of course, along the way I met Rifkin. I introduced Rifkin to you guys. Patch met Mark. He introduced Mark to us, and we've grown into a massive family and really built a massive brand here that has some momentum, nothing crazy, but you know what? A little momentum is good enough, for
Yeah.
us.
Because you know what? It's been a wild, it's been a wild 6 years, bro.
Yeah, man.
In the words of Jerry Garcia from the Grateful Dead, dude, what a long, strange trip it's been.
Mhm.
But no, we've been here. We've had our ups, we've had our downs. We've had times of triumph and just times that, you know, times where we wanted to bang our head on something.
Mhm.
But you know what? We made it through.
And you know, and that's another thing that I also want to, point out is that, that there have been some hard times. And there have been times where, I wanted to give up and I wanted to, you know, I just didn't know if I could continue. Um, Look, we have to understand, besides this, I have a full-time job and I have bills to pay, and there are times where that full-time job, takes
Takes priority.
it takes priority because
But you know,
that's what
people, we
that's
just
what
want to
pays the
let you know
bills.
this. We have day jobs. We don't, this is not our lives.
You know.
There's days it feels like our lives,
Hmm.
but you know what? It's chaos, and I wouldn't have it any other way.
No, 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 man.
But we do have things to talk about tonight, don't we?
We do, Bill.
We got the national championship.
Mm-hmm. Sure do.
Well, we got the national championship going on tonight between Michigan and UConn. Michigan beat Arizona. UConn beat Illinois on Saturday. So, Reggie, my boy, who do you got for tonight?
You
Let me
know,
guess, Michigan.
the only reason why I'm picking Michigan is because nothing against UConn. I think UConn has done a phenomenal job this tournament, and they've certainly proven people wrong. And look, they're a powerhouse brand. Bottom line is, whether you like UConn or not, they're a powerhouse brand. I just think that with Michigan, they're just as tough as nails, and they've really built such a great program there too. Um, they certainly have the good shooters, um, and look, they play hard. They beat an Arizona team that had no business losing. Especially after Duke goes down. So no, Michigan definitely has the toughness, but always look out for UConn to really, really,
Look, they knocked off when they knocked off Duke, which I'm
yeah.
still celebrating.
Like UConn's always going to be contenders no matter what, and they have a wonderful coach in Dan Hurley. So, but I'm going to pick Michigan. Not a homer pick. Look, my dad went to Michigan. I didn't go to Michigan. I support Michigan because of my dad, but I could say the same thing about Notre Dame because my uncle went to Notre Dame. So it's like, like
In other words, Reggie doesn't have emotional attachment to this game.
exactly. I don't. I don't. If this was the Johnnies, that's one thing, but it's not St. John's. And what can you do? But game's starting right now. They just went to the starting lineups and everything, and oh, this is gonna be some type of way to end March Madness for sure.
Because what a tournament this has been. Am I
This
right,
is,
Reggie?
yeah, I mean, look, it's the final game in the college basketball season, in 2025, 2026. Um, and yeah, no, it's just I hope it's a good game so that we can end basketball on a high note. Yesterday the women's teams at UCLA and South Carolina, they played and it was a dud. you know, a near 30-point loss by South Carolina after they really manhandled those women UConn Huskies. You would think that they would show a little more fight. They showed no fight. So I really hope that it this and look, and again, women's game, men's games are always different, but still, like you don't want it to be a dud at the end. Like you want the tournament to live up to the hype that it gives you. Live up to all those expectations. So let this be a great way to end. It's a celebration of basketball. Basketball's a great sport.
Let it. Absolutely.
Yeah. So we'll obviously keep tabs on the game. We'll recap it Friday when we meet again. Um, and it's totally great stuff. My housemate is playing video games and screaming, and I don't know if you heard that, Bill, but I apologize. And
You're
yeah,
forgiven.
yeah, man.
I'm
Uh,
sorry, your housemate is forgiven.
yeah. One thing for UConn, you know, get to the line more. If you can draw more fouls and take points off the board while times stops, like do that too. But in any case, all right, and that is the NCAA's tip-off is
Yes.
happening literally right now as we speak.
Yeah, it just tipped
Referee,
off.
referee has the ball. There we go.
And
Bill's ahead because he's on cable. I'm on YouTube TV. So,
that's funny. Usually I'm the one behind.
exactly.
Nah, when we do live streams, especially with me, it's a pain in the you know what.
Oh, dude, you don't have to tell me twice. Um, so
This'll
what?
be the last time.
Yeah.
This'll be the last time.
So while we watch the game, let's get through the other news of the day. Obviously, um, if you follow WNBA basketball, the Chicago Sky have traded Angel Reese to the Atlanta Dream. The Sky get first round drip picks in 2027, 2028. The Dream will also receive 28 second round swap rights. And of course, Angel Reese, who is an incredible rebounder, certainly becoming one of the better WNBA players out there. Um, and like I think getting this haul for Angel Reese for Chicago's good, and then of course the Dream they can um, continue to have a productive player and be ready to go. So good trade on both sides, I think. Um, and so that's on WNBA stuff. Bill, I really hate to bring this up, but Dexter Lawrence wants to trade. He wants out of New
Oh,
York.
I'm very sad. Sexy Dexy wants out.
Why? Like, uh, God. Like,
I'm
apparently it's a contract issue, right? So it
yes, hold on, I'm looking right now.
he has 2 years remaining on his deal and scheduled to make $20 million this upcoming season. Um, Obviously, he's very optimistic with the changes in the organization, and hopefully that with Joe Shane and John Harbaugh, um, they could get something done. But I don't know if they're not prioritizing Dexter Lawrence. Like I don't know what's on the minds of the Giants front office. I don't know what's on the mind of Harbaugh or anything. But
yeah, I don't know what's on their mind.
yeah, but no, Harbaugh said he's super important to the lineup, so you know, I just I don't get it. I guess the two sides just not working it out. So he wants to trade. And if I'm the Giants, guess what? Trade him.
You would trade him?
Yeah, stick the middle finger up his ass. You
Because I
know?
really like Dexter Lawrence too.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like he's one of the certainly one of the better additions to the Giants, you know? Like God, isn't that crazy stuff?
Yeah, this makes me very upset.
Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, like, to hell with him. I would trade him. You want to go somewhere else? You don't want to be a part of this new culture being built, a culture where it's about winning, it's about no nonsense? Good. Get out of here. We don't want your nonsense. That's what Giants and Giants fans should be thinking right now. And look, I'm not a Giant fan, but looking at that, I said, yeah, this guy needs to get out. He's
There's
clearly
talk that he might go to there's talk that he might go to whatchamacallit? Chicago.
okay. So try to find a way if in fact that's where he certainly wants to go. Um, then find a way to get him to Chicago. And if it's not Chicago, it's another place, and then you find another place. Find another contender. I mean, trade him because why have that mess in the locker room?
If he wants to leave, then you're right, dude. Let him go.
Yeah. No reason to have that mess. For anyone keeping score, it's I have 7-2. I don't know what Bill
I
has.
have 7-2 as well.
Okay, cool. So that came across my headline. I'm like, yeah, that's just dumb.
So yeah, I think he's gonna. I think he's gonna. So yeah, my yeah. So I kind of hope he stays, but you're right. If he wants to go, then time to go.
Yeah, because what do you gain by keeping someone that could be, and I'm not going to use the word cancer, but certainly someone that could be a distraction for the locker room. You're trying to, again, I'm not saying the Giants are going to make the playoffs though, being real with you, like they could be building something big. For a potential culture changing moment in New York football, why would you want to have someone that could be a massive distraction? That's me. That's just me.
That is you.
Yeah.
Yeah. What if he is a? He might be a massive distraction. He is
Yeah,
a
look,
massive.
yeah, I mean, look, he's thinking about skipping the off-season workouts, right? So, he's skipping all these activities and really, you know, putting himself out there. Oh, what a block. Not in my house. Look at that.
Michigan's like, oh, you got to work for it, pal.
Boom. No shot. All ball. Gotta love it.
You got to
Yeah,
work
no.
for it.
If it's gonna be a distraction, I would definitely get rid of it. So, in any case, all right. Moving
You
on
got to
to
work for it, broski.
yeah.
Yeah. So this is gonna be a great game.
So far so good, right, Bill?
Yeah. So
Oh
far.
man, golly. Baseball. Um, as like I said, this is more of like an impromptu live stream slash 500 episodes that we're celebrating and shooting the shit as we're going
Yeah.
along. Um, we did have some baseball Sunday. And of course, a lot of baseball games are either concluding because a lot of games start at 6:30, 6:45 now. So it's like
Yeah. Game's getting earlier.
the games are getting done earlier. So
Yeah.
um
Yesterday, that Yankee game was 3.5 hours rain delayed. Did you see that?
it put me to sleep. It put me to
I
sleep.
didn't. I didn't watch a lot of it because I had a lot of my family over for Easter yesterday.
Yeah.
So,
Um
but we had some of the Met game on because I have relatives who are Met fans.
yeah.
So we gotta keep them happy, Reg.
Of course. Yeah.
3.5 hours. I feel bad for the people who were probably going to that game yesterday, thinking, "Okay, probably be done by 4. Then I could get to my mother-in-law's in time for Easter dinner." Oh, buddy, you were wrong.
Oh my God. Um, Here's what I will say. Um, I feel bad kind of for Max Fried. He wasn't dominant. He still had a pretty solid game. Got to the seventh inning. You love that if you're a Yankee fan. But
Yes.
wasn't as dominant. He obviously had to wait out the rain delay, which is tough. Like, and look, I don't know if you ever sat through a rain delay before. Man,
A few
like
times.
rain delays are terrible. If you're a baseball player
Oh, they
and
suck.
you're warming up, you're ready to go, and then of course you have this rain coming down, and you're waiting. And you said it was 3.5 hours. Well, that's 3.5 hours after the fact you warmed up. Or let's just say, you were getting ready to warm up, but you can't warm up in the way you usually do. It messes up your routine. Like everything about baseball is contingent on playing on time and shit. So I kind of feel bad for all the players that had to play out there. Freed was good, but he wasn't great. Um, he gave up um, 3 earned runs on the day. But like I said, still went into the seventh inning, which is very important. Um, Cruz was fine. Then, of course, Jake Bird ruined it. You know, Jake Bird is by far one of the worst parts of the bullpen this season.
No, I agree.
Yeah. So gave up 3 earned runs. Um, Marlins, they took the lead in that eighth inning, which was just tough to watch. Um, and then of course their bullpen was able to hold down the fort. I know the Yankees had a little comeback of their own, but fell short. Aaron Boone, he uh, decided to use JC Escarra as a pinch hitter. I think I forget who he pinch hit for. He went in for Caballero, um, which I get, but I feel like if you throw in like a Paul Goldschmidt, like you're trying to score runs here, right? So
Yes.
if you put in like a Paul Goldschmidt, like I don't even think about a Rosario in that situation. But I get it. Look, Aaron Boone, you know how he is. He's an analytics queen. He's thinking, lefty versus righty type of thing. Put in
Yeah,
your best
well,
guys. You got to put in your best guys. Like,
absolutely. Got to put in your best guy.
you know, Joe Torre would have put in Paul Goldschmidt. Like, bottom line. Um, it doesn't help that
WWTD, what would Tori do?
exactly. What would he do? Bobby Cox, what would he do?
What would
LaRussa,
Girardi do?
LaRussa, what would he do? Like these old school managers certainly would not have done all this analytics BS. Like they don't stand for that nonsense. Yeah,
No, they absolutely do not.
yeah. But it obviously doesn't help that the Yankees, you know, that the Jake Bird decided to give up 3 earned runs. Like, and then of course, like I said, Cruz was okay. He gave up an earned run, which is terrible. But he didn't. Again, I'm not. It's not really him. That's the problem. Bird has been terrible.
Oh, he has been.
I can forgive Cruz. Cruz has been pretty solid so far. Bird hasn't been. So he obviously took the loss. The win goes to John King, like I said, out of the pen, and then Bender got the save for the Marlins. Marlins improved to 6-3. Yankees fall to 7-2. Look, 7-2. I'll still take 7-2 and
I don't complain. I will
three
not
series.
complain.
They have 3 series victories so far in the season. Like the first 3 series.
Yes.
So
And,
what?
speaking of this series, I was at the game Saturday night.
How was that game?
Well, Yankees won 9-7,
Right?
and it was a back and forth game, but the bats, dude, the bats are kind of sloppy, though.
Mm.
The bats were kind of sloppy.
I wonder why that's the case though. Like because they weren't that look, there was maybe a game or two where they didn't really necessarily or they weren't necessarily a factor. But sloppy against the Marlins,
No,
no
the
reason to be
bats were
sloppy against
just
there's no reason to be sloppy against the Marlins.
the bats were just like they didn't get any runs until like the fifth inning.
Right.
They didn't get any. They didn't get any runs till like the fifth inning.
Yeah. And I know Weathers did not have a good game either. So, um,
Yeah, he kind of got. Yeah,
yeah, a little roughed up. Got a little bit roughed.
yeah, he got a little bit roughed up, folks. It was bad.
Yeah. And I mean I can forgive Weathers too because he's young. But yeah, man, like that certainly not a great start. Um, I thought Will Warren on Friday was pretty good. I thought he did a pretty nice job. Yankee bats were certainly better on Friday, so that was good to see. Overall, not a terrible series. Is
And
UConn
let
made
me,
a comeback,
because I'll tell you this: when Judge still comes to bat, they still do the MVP chant,
and of course that's going to be all season. Yankee fans are like that.
and they're all bowing to him when he comes up. But yeah, you know who actually had a decent game? Bellinger had a good game.
Okay.
And you know what they call his home runs now? Belly bombs.
Oh, they've been calling that since like I think they were calling that with his Dodger days. Um,
Yeah. So yeah, a belly bomb
yeah, belly bomb is not new. Um, but it's nice it's nice to call it that though for
and
sure.
a sac fly. So that was cool. And Giancarlo is finally useful for
Mhm.
something.
Yeah, I mean Giancarlo's always he's always
Two
very
run single, which
yeah.
put the Yankees on top. And I have to tell you, I was sitting in the bleachers.
Okay.
And the section I was sitting in was very interesting.
Well, you were left center, right?
Yeah, I
Left
was
center
left
bleacher.
center.
Yeah, I hate those bleachers.
Why do you
Um,
hate those bleachers so much?
it doesn't have the same feel as the right center field.
With the bleacher creatures and the roll call.
Yeah,
And I loved being no, I sat in the right center bleachers once. It was awesome.
yeah.
The roll call is so much fun.
No, I've done it so many times. You have no idea how much I get into it, bro. Like,
Aaron Judge, Aaron Judge, Aaron Judge.
remember that one time? It was Derek Jeter's final season. We were at the game. Um, Everyone's doing the roll call, names, everything. We get to Derek Jeter, and everyone starts chanting in the crowd. Everyone starts chanting Derek Jeter, from the bleacher creatures to the tippity top of the nosebleeds, like all around the stadium.
The captain.
Yeah.
It was it. Yeah, but not. But let me tell you, the bleachers were interesting.
Okay.
Okay, I'll tell you. Like there was a guy who came in wearing a Red Sox jersey, wearing a Met jersey.
Hmm.
No, they were side by side,
Red Sox and Mets. Were they
and the
together?
crowd was chanting, "Asshole, asshole, asshole."
Yeah, get those idiots out of there. We don't want that. You know?
But you know what it is? You could tell these people were just having a good time.
Yeah.
We don't mean any ill will. We're just having fun.
Yeah.
But then some jackass has to ruin it for everything. Has to ruin everything for us.
Oh,
No,
jackass.
that
What'd you do?
no, not me.
No. I'm talking about the jackass you're
The
talking.
jackass literally threw a beer at the guy.
Oh yeah, we don't like that. No beer.
I was part of the chanting, but you could tell like those two guys were having some fun with it. Like this one guy who was wearing a Yankee jersey. He pulls up and they have a beer. They're like cheering the beer together. They're like toasting the beer together. They're like, "Hey, cheers, Pat. Hey, cheers, buddy." And
Yeah.
we're all just, "Hey, see, we don't mean any ill will. We're just having fun.
Yeah.
We're just having fun. We don't mean any. We don't mean anything."
God.
And And then some guy throws a beer. Like, okay, two things. One, don't throw shit at people.
Yeah.
Be nice. Be polite.
Hmm.
But anyway, but the other reason, Reg, that's not just being an ass. It's a waste of beer.
Yeah, I mean, how much money did you spend on
You
that?
paid $15 for that beer, and now you're throwing it at someone.
15. It's
You know
ridiculous.
what? I people say, yeah, do you get drunk at Yankee games? No, I can't afford to get drunk at Yankee
Was
games.
it a beer can or was it a
It was a
cup?
beer can. It was a beer can.
Oh,
There was still beer in it.
$15 for that?
No, but it
And,
was like
and
one of those. It's one of those big ones.
right. So then you spend $15 on that and you throw your beer away to towards a guy because he's wearing a Red Sox jersey. Look, and look, you know us. We hate the Red Sox just as much.
Hey, listen, when we were chatting asshole, when the
Yeah.
crowd was chatting asshole,
Yeah.
we're just having fun.
Right.
We're just having fun. We
And
don't mean anything. We're just
yeah,
having a
and
good
look,
time.
we hate the Red Sox. We don't hate the person who's a Red Sox fan.
And
Like,
he was getting a laugh out of it. You know what?
yeah,
Whoever that guy
exactly.
is, I give him a salute. You know what, dude? I don't know what your name is, but thank you for being a good sport.
Yeah. Oh,
We
wait.
we we, we meant no ill will.
Yeah. Wasting $15 to throw beer at someone is dumb.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You wait. You're one. You're an asshole, and two, you just wasted $15.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah. On top of that, you're dick. Like like
No, no, you are. You are. Like,
go
why
on,
would you
dude.
waste $15 to throw a beer at someone?
Like show some respect to the baseball fan out
You wasted. Not only did you waste money, you
there.
wasted perfectly good beer.
Yeah. You know,
Reggie,
unless
he
unless
wasted
unless he wasn't that interested in getting drunk, so but
no.
then yet
He
again,
$15 on a beer.
why
I'm gonna
spend $15 only to get rid of it? Like, it makes no sense.
if I spend $15 on a beer, Reggie boy, I'm gonna drink that beer.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna. Congratulations, dude. You wasted $15, and you wasted perfectly good beer.
Yeah.
But yeah, and also another thing that happened in my section, some guy threw like a little chicken fingers box at this other guy, and
Yeah.
this other guy is turning around. He's like, "Who threw that?" And I'm like, "Oh, he's like standing up, yelling that," and security is now involved, and they're blaming this one guy, and I'm like saying, "Dude, sit down. Do we really need to make a federal case out of this, Reg?"
God.
Okay, if he threw a beer at you, then I'd say, yeah, get that asshole and kick his ass out. Absolutely. But, dude, he threw a box at you.
Yeah.
Like, my friend had to restrain me because I'm yelling, dude, sit down. It's not that deep. Okay, Reggie, in the words of Reddit, am I the asshole?
No.
What, with me yelling, dude, sit down. It's not that deep.
But it isn't that deep.
No, no. Now, like, security is involved. I'm like thinking, this is what Hal Steinberger is paying you for. I don't want to bash the security folk. I'm sure they're lovely people. But you know what? I think they're very underpaid. They're probably sitting there, damn it, all this money to deal with this shit.
I hope they're paid more than me. That's a must be a hard job dealing with people, you know?
You got to deal with a bunch of drunk assholes on
Yeah,
a.
exactly. And you're trying to follow the rules of the stadium. Like, yeah, I really do hope that they are being treated very well, for
No,
sure.
no, listen. Okay, you threw whoever that person was threw a little box where they have chicken tenders in. You
Right.
didn't throw a beer can, dude. It's not that deep. Do we really need to make a federal case out of this?
Uh,
And I'm like, oh, dude, sit down. God. I love going to Yankee games, but sometimes the people in those stands, buddy, the people in those
is
stands.
it like can I just be real? Like, is it worth it sometimes?
Is what?
Like, is it worth it sometimes with these people? You know,
Is what?
like, is it really worth it trying to reason with these people?
No, because a lot of them are just dumbasses
Bingo.
who want to ruin our fun.
Bingo.
We are very anti ruining fun.
They're
We like our
assholes trying
fun.
to ruin our fun. Yes.
They're just dumbasses who want to ruin our fun, Reggie.
Yes. 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 They are absolutely that.
What do you think of the dumbasses who want to ruin our fun? Exactly. Hey, dumbasses, stop ruining our fun. This has been a public service announcement from me. Yeah, but that was fun. Hopefully, many more games this year. Like I said yesterday, Marlins beat the Yanks 7-6.
Mm.
Cubs beat the Guardians 1-0.
Yep.
Pirates beat the O's 8-2. Dodgers beat the Nationals 8-6.
Yeah, Nationals had a lead. They had like a 5-run lead. Bullpen blows it. Dodgers ended up sweeping Washington.
Padres beat the Red Sox 8-6.
Yep.
Brewers beat the Royals 8-5. Rays beat the Twins 4-1. White Sox beat the Jays 3-0. Reds beat the Rangers 2-1. Rockies beat the Phillies 4-1. Athletics beat the Astros 12-10 in 10 innings. The Mets beat the Giants. Yes, my Met fan relatives can finally beat their chest for once.
Mhm.
5-2 against the Giants.
A good series in San Francisco. The only downside, Juan Soto on IL with a calf.
Ooh,
So
that's not good.
tough one. He'll be out a bit. Uh, Angels, Mariners. Uh, the Angels being the Mariners 8-7. Big time win over them. 5-6. Sorry, 6-5. Final score. Diamondbacks over the Braves. And then, of course, Cardinals and Guardians, the second game of that doubleheader, 6-5 Guardians winners. And then the Cardinals on Sunday Night Baseball beating the Tigers 5-3. Did you see, and me and Rifkin already talked about it, did you see this Joe Adele from the Angels? He robbed 3 home runs on Saturday.
Bad. I didn't see it though.
Bill, you're in for a treat. Courtesy of Major League Baseball slash um the Angels broadcast on FanDuel Sportsnet in California, all that stuff. But Bill, you're gonna get a kick out of it. He robbed um Cal Raleigh, Josh Naylor, and JP Crawford. Watch this, all in right field.
Right. There's a drive out to right from Raleigh. Adele's back near the wall. He leaps and he caught it. Joe Adele robs Raleigh of what would have been his first home run this year.
What a play for Joe Adele. He was talking about going to that short wall last night.
There's one.
Bigger wall here. And Adele says hello to an incredible play. That's a slider. It was flat right there, that zone. But what a play. The leap was there.
There's a drive to right. Adele is back. He's at the wall. He leaps up. He got another one. Whoa. Joe Adele, what a night.
Nearly in the same identical spot that he robbed Cal Raleigh's home run. Nearly.
Wow.
Incredible. But keep watching. It gets better.
It's unbelievable. Joe Adele, listen to the crowd.
This is incredible, man.
Back to the wall. Timed his leap again.
Timed it perfectly, too.
Wow.
Look how fired up he is. Well, watch this.
Here's Crawford with a fly ball to right toward the corner. It's Joe Adele again near the foul pole. Leaping up.
Holy crap.
He fell into the crowd, so it's a home run. They called him out. He did it again.
If he's into the crowd, that more likely is a home run. Unless he catches it before he falls in.
What do you think?
That was awesome.
I mean, how cool is that, bro?
That is so cool. He robs 3 home runs.
3 home runs, same night. Oh, and in that particular game, Bill, you don't know what the final score was in that particular game?
What was that final score in the particular game?
1-0. Angels win.
So he stole 3 home runs.
Mm-hmm.
And he saved them the game.
Isn't that wild? Saved in the game in that ninth inning. That was that J.P. Crawford robbery was in the ninth inning. So he single-handedly saved the Angels that night. I also want to show you this iconic photo. Shout out to Kaylee K, who was I don't know if you noticed, but there was a girl that was like right behind. She had like black hair and stuff with a sweater. She took that photo of Joe Adele as he stood up and showed the ball in his glove.
Wow.
Just a amazing photo. And then there's way more. There's better photos than that, but that of course is just iconic in itself. There's actually professional photos looking, they took, but that was incredible. So,
Oh, that was awesome.
yeah, that was incredible. Incredible stuff. Um, so
Oh, yeah. Joe Adele robbing 3 home runs. That is amazing.
yeah, and obviously went viral because that's what you do when you make big time plays and memorable plays too.
That is what you do when you make memorable plays.
Yeah, man.
So, yeah. Angels beat the Mariners yesterday 8-7. Diamondbacks beat the Braves 6-5. Guardians beat the Cubs 6-5. And Cardinals beat the Tigers 5-3. And for today, for the games that already been played, Reds beat the Marlins 2-0. Royals beat the Guardians 4-2. Rays beat the Cubs 6-4.
And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that was their home opener for the Rays. First time.
I believe so, yes. The Nationals and Cardinals are now tied in the bottom of the 8th. The Red Sox and Brewers are tied at the end of the 7th. And the Padres are leading the Pirates 5-0 in the top of the 9th.
Yeah, so I'm glad that the Rays returned to Tropicana Field under a new roof over their heads, and they win
A new roof.
So that's cool to see. And like Bill said, a bunch of games going on right now. Shout out to the Padres for finally waking up against the Red Sox. They certainly need a get right series against the Red Sox. They hadn't started off the season very well, but seems like they're about to win their game against the Pirates. Speaking of the Red Sox, they're 2-7 on the season. They're currently tied, like Bill said, tied with the Brewers. Looking at that and being like again, not saying that the Red Sox are terrible because they're not, but I certainly did not expect 2-7 to start the season. Like I did not expect that at all.
I didn't expect that either. And the two Braves and Angels that's starting in like 13 minutes.
Mhm.
And Phillies and Giants that's starting in like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is baseball.
Yeah. I'm kind of shocked by the Blue Jay score. You said it was 13-1. I said
Yeah, Dodgers up 13-1 in the top of the 7th.
I'm like, and this was supposed to be like this big time series, first time since the World Series that the Blue Jays and Dodgers are facing each other north of the border, and yet Dodgers still kicking your ass. So tough.
They're still kicking your ass north of the border.
Yeah, tough. Yankees, they have an off night. They'll face the A's in the Bronx. Um, our boy Cam Schlittler going tomorrow. We love him.
Dude, holy shit.
Yeah, man. Indeed.
Shout out to Justin. That was his idea.
Justin, all the love, buddy.
Hey, he started that. I can't take all the credit.
All the love. Now, good news for Cal Raleigh. You know, in that Angels video with Joe Adell robbing 3 home runs, he was still trying to get his first home run of the season. Well, he finally got one against Jacob DeGrom, um, and the Texas Rangers. So that was the 10-game drought of not hitting a home run for Cal Raleigh in the season so far over. So that's good news for him.
So, did you hear? What did you think of this? The Mets, because of the cold, Tuesday and Wednesday, they're moving their games up to 4 o'clock.
Remind me where they're at.
I will tell you in a second.
Oh, okay.
They're at home.
Is it cold in New York?
Um, let's see what the weather is going to be tomorrow in New York City, shall we?
They're facing the Diamondbacks. Freddie Peralta starting that game. The forecast says it's slated for 52 degrees at 4:10. I wonder if it was gonna be like
It was going to be a night game.
yeah. So I wonder if it was gonna be like in the 40s by 7 o'clock. Um,
Because of a little cold and wind. Yankees are still playing tomorrow.
so the
Hold on.
Yankees,
More
when
info.
they play, is slated to be 45 degrees. Again, the temperature changes all the time, but I would imagine, you know, you're because the Yankees are in the Bronx, Mets are in Queens. I would imagine that the temperature difference can't be that much different. I
It says
mean,
right here, a cold front is forecast to drop temperatures between the low 30s on Tuesday, promoting the Mets to shift the start times earlier to protect players and fans from the harsh weather. The original schedule called for 7:10 starts for all 3 games, but the change applies to Tuesday and Wednesday only. Okay, you know what? This doesn't make sense because, like you
yeah,
said,
it can't. And look, obviously they're on opposite ends of the city. Queens is different from the Bronx, but it
but
can't
the
be that
temperature change isn't going to
it
be
can't be
that.
that much of a difference. I mean, you're in the same city. It can't be that much of a difference in temperature. I don't know, man.
Like, why are the Mets do? Like, are the Yankees going to?
I haven't heard anything.
I haven't heard anything. Like, what if the Yankees announce tomorrow? Hey, we're gonna change our.
Let's see.
We're gonna change our time. Like, all I can say to that is, bro, seriously?
Nothing about tomorrow. I mean, hmm,
I don't get it.
hmm. Strange.
I don't freaking get it. Like again, Bronx and whatchamacallit and Queens, it's not that far. It's really not that far.
And look, like I said, like I totally get what the Mets are doing. But at the same time, it's like if the Yankees are doing playing their regularly scheduled time, then like shouldn't there be like a protocol in baseball where it's just like if one team does one thing in the same city, the other team will do it? I mean, wouldn't that make the most sense? It's kind of weird.
It would be because, as we've just been saying, it's not that far.
Yeah, strange. I just think it's
It's
kind of strange.
no, it is very strange indeed. I don't know what's going on here
Yeah.
because the Yankees have not changed their schedule yet, and I don't think they're going to.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't get it, dude. I don't get it. Why are the Mets changing it, but the Yankees aren't?
In any case, uh, Knicks are in a close one right now. Um, trying to see if they're facing the Hawks, trying to see if they won their game. And I know Brunson just made a big time shot. 5 seconds left.
Up by four right now.
They're up by
5.4
now they're
seconds
up by
left.
one. Um, those close ones. Brunson just made a big time shot. I'm seeing OG Anunoby did something too, but I'm not quite sure. I'm not watching the game, so and I'm not going to pay for the Gotham Sports app,
Oh,
which is
I've been hearing that is
which
terrible.
is one of the worst apps on planet Earth. You know,
Yeah, I don't have it. Can you please explain to it about me?
well, you know what it is. It's a joint venture
Yeah.
between MSG and the Yes Now. That's what replaced their respective apps. It replaced MSG Plus, I believe, or MSG Go, whatever the fuck it was called. And then they also replaced the Yes app, the Yes Network app. So they did this joint venture, and literally every time I tried logging in with my parents' account, because one of the greatest blessings is that even though I live in Virginia, my parents live in New York City, I can still get access to games via their cable authentication online. So, but I've had buffering issues. There'll be times where I would try to get to the game and the game wouldn't load. A bunch of all these nonsensical issues that I just it just makes it worse. So yeah. As you can tell, folks, we're kind of shooting this shit here. Like we're just chilling out. 500 episodes. We
Yeah, but
deserve to just chill out, you
yeah, this
know?
show is not as structured as it usually is, but we don't care.
Yeah.
Um, no, because I don't have the Gotham Sports app, but I've been hearing from people they say, yeah, it's a waste of time and a waste of money.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
like I said, there's just two ways you can get it. Obviously, the way I was getting it was via my parents' cable subscription, because as long as you're subscribed to Yes Network or MSG on your cable provider, you can use the cable. But then there's also they sell it to you at a price, just like the other the over the top services, like Disney Plus and all that stuff. So what they called it, the direct to consumer uh option.
direct to consumer.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it is absolute. No, but listen, again, I don't know much about it, so because I don't have it.
And you're not you believe me, you're fine.
I'm not missing much, I take it.
You're not missing much.
I reckon.
Yeah. Let me see. All right. I switched temporarily from the national championship to the Nick game because I want to see the final play here. Um, just want to see if they would win. Oh, did that go in? Did that
It
count?
went in.
They're saying it doesn't count.
Wait, why doesn't it count?
Well, did he get it off in time? I don't know. He probably didn't get off in time. Are they reviewing that?
Let's see.
A massive heave by the Hawks. No, I don't think so. No, nah. A massive heave by the Hawks at the end. Not about 3 quarters away from the other end. Nah, his fingers are still touching it at the buzzer. No way. It was a good try though. But that would have tied the game, bro. That would have tied the game. Ooh.
Wow. So Knicks
Who
win.
almost made that?
I don't know.
I'm not in touch with the Atlanta Hawks, and the Hawks stink anyway. It was McCall.
Yeah, so the Knicks win 108, 105. They're going to the postseason, as we all know.
Oh yeah, that was a given in like December. uh
Hey, let's go Knicks.
man. They're trying to get that 3 seed, which of course I don't care about seeding at this point. But I'm sure they would rather face like a they'd rather face being that Boston tier than being that Detroit tier.
So if the Knicks win that championship, I guess I'm not going to see you for 6 months.
Not only you're not gonna see me, like I'm not even gonna be texting anybody because I'm gonna be so out of my mind crazy.
He's going to be celebrated for 6 whole months. Reggie, you already bought the permit for the parade.
Yeah,
Hey,
like
remember what happened when you bought the permit for the jet parade?
yeah, it burned in my face, you know.
When they got Aaron Rodgers, you already had the. Was that you or Ross who bought the permit for the parade?
Well, no, I bought the permit when the Jets went like 5-2. Remember 2022 when they started the season? But they started like 6-3 or something. Um, and of course I'm giddy up like crazy. Um, it might have been back-to-back season where I'm like, you know what? Screw it. The Jets are gonna go to the fucking Super Bowl, and um, they're gonna win the thing. But nah, maybe not. By the way, 27-25 Michigan. Not sure where Bill's at, but
29-25 Michigan.
29-25.
I'm actually ahead of you for once.
Yes. And of course, Michigan calls their timeout. Or was it, sorry, UConn. UConn called timeout. UConn called timeout.
Yeah. So, anything else to talk about?
Nah, man. 500 episodes. A little unusual. We'll have a more structured show on Friday. But I thought we did a pretty good job.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I think we did a pretty good. I think it was a jolly good show, and I just can't believe, I've been saving for the end to say this. What a run!
Mm-hmm.
Just what a run! And what we said earlier. What we said earlier. These were shows that sometimes we question if we could do them because, we have jobs, we have lives outside this show, and, sometimes personal life gets in the way.
Yeah.
I can name times that this show has been there for me. Reg, you remember this infamous incident when my grandmother passed away and I did the show on the day of her funeral mass? And on the same day, I was recovering from my COVID vaccine. Remember that?
Yeah, man.
And you and Patrick said, "Bill, don't." And I had just went to the funeral mass earlier that day, took a 3 hour nap afterwards because I was so tired from the shot. And then I ended up doing the show. And also I remember another time, and this was actually just very recently. There was a week where I went through two setbacks, and I'm just gonna straight up say, in one week, I experienced both a layoff from my job and a breakup
Yeah.
in one week. But this show was here for me. And we keep pumping them out no matter what.
Yeah.
And it's not always easy.
And that's the thing, because like you said, Bill had gone through a lot of things over the past year. And of course, I've gone through a lot myself too. Um, so as Olap's guy, so as Patchman, even though
We all have,
we all have our crap. We all have
whether it's
our stuff.
me or Reg or Mark or the Patchman, we all deal with shit.
Right.
But you know what? There have been, and this is advice I could give to anyone who wants to do a podcast. You may have those days.
Mhm.
You may have those days when you say, you know what? I don't want to do it. You may have those days like, oh, I had a long day at work. I just want to throw my feet up, have a nice cold beer, watch whatever shit is on TV nowadays. Because, Reg, there's nothing good on TV nowadays.
I mean, Stranger Things was good, but now it's over. So,
God, I sound like a curmudgeonly old man.
yeah. I think,
But sometimes you
and
just gotta say, hey, you know what? I said I was gonna do this, and you just gotta push through.
and Bill, I think you nailed it. We're such a big community for each other here
Yeah.
that even through the worst parts of our lives, we still want to come to do the show because of the people. So,
Because
cheers
for
to you.
one,
Like, really, cheers to you, man. Like,
thank you. And cheers to you. Cheers to Mark. Cheers to the Patch Man. Like, because you know what I tell myself when I was going through those things, and there were days I didn't want to do it. There were days I'm human. I've had mental health episodes,
yeah,
but there are days I got to tell myself, you know what? You put aside your baggage for 1 hour.
yeah,
Put aside your baggage. Leave your baggage at the gate at the door for 1 hour. And that's what you got to do. If you want to pull through, you want to do a podcast, and like, listen, if it's a day where it's really bad and you can't really do it, then it's not the worst thing to take a day off. It's not the worst thing.
yeah. There are times where, I just straight up couldn't do it. And it sucks, but it's always going to be here. We're not going anywhere.
No,
I'll
we're
do
not
whatever
going
say.
here.
We're not going anywhere. You
And
know?
can and again, we said this in the beginning. This just started out as like a little pandemic project, just something to keep us busy.
Right.
This was just something to keep us busy during the pandemic.
Yeah.
And and we were probably thinking, Reggie, were you thinking, okay, once the pandemic's over and we go back to normal life, and we go back to normal life, this show is probably going to cease. Did you ever think that?
I did until Patch decided to start the network.
What made you think that we were going to cease while,
Well, I
we got
mean, look,
back to
like you
real
said, we all
life?
had busy lives. I was starting a new job during the pandemic. It was late 2020, but still 2020. Um, so like, there were times where, you know, I didn't think that this would continue. But Patch and the fact that he really wanted to start this up, I think that's what really, really made it real. That, we're going to continue doing this for as long as we can. And it's not just going to be some pandemic project. This is going to be long term. So I'm really happy about that. I'm really happy for that. You
What
know,
started out as just a pandemic project
yeah,
it became a staple of our lives,
yeah, it's true.
which became a staple of our lives.
Mhm.
And you know what? To 500 more.
To 500 more, we will get to that thousand.
Oh, we're
In
going to get to it. It's going to take us a while, but
Yeah.
we're
Well,
ready. But you know what? As the road to 500 ends, the road to 600 begins.
mhm.
The road to 600 begins.
And we're not slowing down, bro. Like,
In the words of that song, ain't no stopping us now.
mm,
We're on the move.
mm,
Ain't no stopping us now.
mm,
We got the groove.
mm.
We ain't stopping.
Yeah. Um, just as we get to halftime of the Michigan UConn game, we end our show. We
So,
appreciate you. We love you. We thank you.
and to everyone who supported us over the past 6 years, 500 episodes, thank you so much. God bless. Thank you so much.
Mhm.
And as Reggie said, we ain't slowing down.
No, we're ready to go. 501 is on Friday, and best believe it's going to be a great show. You can catch this show again, YouTube channel. You better subscribe.
You better.
Like, I don't know what you're waiting for. It's
You
very easy.
better.
Very easy. Subscribe. That bell icon. Once you subscribe, there's a bell icon that pops up. Please hit all. You get all of our notifications. Um, and then, of course, like I said, if you want to listen, maybe you're in a car, maybe you're at work, and they don't like YouTube being shown on at work. Um, there is a podcast feed wherever you get your podcasts, Spotify, Apple. We're still on iHeart. I don't know how we are, but we're still on iHeart. um,
Wow, we're still on iHeart?
yeah. So, um, podcast feed on those platforms. Um, Halper and I, we're trying to figure out six man. I'm not quite sure if we're gonna do it tomorrow. I do have a busy schedule tomorrow. Um, we'll try to get you a six man. We gotta recap this Nick game. This Nick game was wild. Um, but um, but in any case, folks, cheers to 500.
Cheers.
Cheers to many more. And we'll talk to you Friday. We're back.
All right. So for